Hello, everyone. Welcome to another DCU Daily. Here we are. We are here to talk about all kinds of wonderful news in the pop culture arena, and we have a big bombshell. Maybe not so big of a bombshell. Just something a little bit obvious that we are probably going to be talking about later on. If you couldn't guess from the title, that is what we are going to be talking about today. But obviously, that is not the only thing. We have some time before we get to DCU Daily proper. And of course, we are going to be talking about Disney Plus, because apparently they are holding all the cards. Every single card apparently is in Disney's hand. Or maybe it's going to go the other way. So we'll see. We'll talk about it. And then, of course, we are going to have some movie talk madness, some more trailers and movie news being brought up once again. And then, of course, our quick hits, and then a couple DC quick hits before we get into our big story involving James Gunn's next DC directed film. And of course, all of that and more is after this wonderful, wonderful news intro. So get pumped. Grab your drink, grab your snacks, take a load off, and enjoy the show, starting with the news.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
Robert
You're
Downey.
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see chords.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the world needs now.
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Amazing and brilliant. Here we are. We are here to talk about, of course, the news. And I'm your host, John. Oh, let's see. Dan might be here later. He might. We don't even know if the tier list thing is happening today, but like we can hope. We can only hope. At this point, might just say I'll just do it in 10 minutes and then just kind of shit that out because I'm done and I'm sick of this stupid Warner Brothers talk merger crap. So, we'll see. But that's neither here nor there. Obviously, we have to get into the boring stuff first, and that is, of course, Disney. Because who wants to talk about Disney? Well, we have to talk about Disney. But before I get into that, gotta have Caleb in the chat. Honka, hello. Yeah, we're gonna get GTA 6 before this goddamn Warner Brothers suitors tier list. But agreed, Monique. Also, hello, right, dude. How you doing, Tony? As well, Bass Reeves coming in to troll the chat. Mort Kana. Thank you all for joining us on this wonderful Thursday. But let's get into this, shall we? So apparently Disney will hold out as long as YouTube TV wants in carriage dispute, CFO says. As we entered the year, we knew this was going to be a challenging battle, and we prepared ourselves for it. Hugh Johnson tells CNBC as the standoff hits the 2-week mark. So if you don't know, there's been this Disney blackout thing on YouTube TV where I think they're not offering certain they're not offering Disney Plus on there or on YouTube TV or something like that. I don't know. This is a business thing. This is a Dan thing. I don't know anything about this, but here we are. Drop the studios deal. Let's go straight. Honestly, yeah, that's a good idea. But we're gonna hold out for as long as we can. So I don't really know much about this, but yeah, apparently. But speaking of Disney Plus adds 3.8 million subscribers. Hulu packs on 8.6 million amid the Kimmel controversy and ESPN Unlimited bundled promo in September quarter. It's the last quarter Disney will report streaming sub numbers. We did talk about this, I think, a couple of months back when that was news, and and it seems like the Hulu increase is largely driven by the expanded charter deal. But it seems like Disney, even though everyone's is claiming that they are indeed that they're failing, but Disney at this point, remember, is too big to fail. So obviously, we're not going to be having that anytime soon. And so, yeah, I think we're going to be, and I have to do this real quick. I greatly apologize, but here we go. Um, but yeah, uh, I have to unfortunately mute all my group chats because people fucking keep chatting. So, you know, anyway, here we are. Um, thank you very much, and I gotta check this out because people keep annoying me. That's the problem. Anyway, um, I greatly apologize for that, but I forget to mute things sometimes before I enter you know, this little bit. Anyway, so Disney has closed out its 2025 fiscal year on a high note, and yeah, damn group chats. Oh well, but that's my fault. I didn't mute them before I came on today because I didn't think of it. So here we are. But the House of Mouse reported a combined $195.7 million million dollar 195.7 million Disney Plus and Hulu subscriptions as of September 27th, an increase of 12.4 million for the 3-month period, which topped Wall Street estimates by 2.1 million. So yeah, it seems like Disney Plus is still killing it no matter what, even no matter who says that they're failing and blah 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 and all that kind of shit. So yeah, um fun stuff, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, again, this is like business shit. I can't talk about it because it's just like, there it is. I know nobody really cares. Dan cares, and maybe like one other person in this chat cares, but there you go. I'm just gonna keep rolling with the punches. Now, here's something I can talk about because it's bullshit. Disney Plus to allow user-generated content via AI. Apparently, Bob Iger hinted at productive conversations with unnamed AI companies that would protect IP but add new features to the studio's flagship streaming service. So, as you all know, with the whole advent of Sora and that whole hullabaloo, we are gonna, be we're gonna be getting you know, this now because there was the whole thing where people were posting mainly like Nintendo, Disney, like big IPs on the Sora app and like doing fucked up shit with that in certain things, and now there's like blocked shit and all that stuff. So now what they're doing, okay, so we're not going to allow it here, but we're going to allow it here, and it's going to protect our IP so people don't like screw it up. But we're still going to do AI because they still think AI can, it'll usher into the future, I guess. But yeah, I think obviously it is quite ridiculous. It is quite dumb, but here we are. But yeah, love to see it, I guess. Um but yeah, I think this is absolutely ridiculous. Sora A is straight up something from Hellraiser. Yeah, honestly, it is. I'm kind of like not in a right headspace for this because like stuff is happening right now. So like I apologize if I'm a little bit all over the place and I'm a little bit filibustery today. I just This was dropped on me a little bit too early, so I was like, "Hang on, I gotta get ready for stuff," and I was not prepared for it. So I apologize, guys. Not really in the best like headspace right now, but let's just get through this as quickly as we can, and hopefully we can do a tier list today. If we don't, I apologize. But yeah, this is. I mean, it doesn't really take like a genius to figure out like, yeah, this is bullshit. So like, um so here we are. We're here to talk about this shit. But but yeah, I think yeah, it's just, you know, I appreciate it, Monique. I appreciate it. But yeah, Disney Plus doing AI crap. But it seems like they're gonna be doing. I mean, this isn't gonna be the only thing apparently. Change the games, kind of like what Netflix does. They have like a bunch of like games that you can play on your phone. I think you can play it on your TV as well. I'm not sure, but either they have the whole Epic Games deal. There will be a Gen AI short form user generated content on Disney Plus in the future. Um, it's to provide users of Disney Plus with a much more engaged experience, including the ability for them to create user generated content and to consume user generated content, mostly short form from others. So, um, but yeah, I feel like they're probably gonna like not buy out, but like use Sora 2 to implement this, but it's like a protected version and all that. So yeah, that seems like it just like, it seems like the absolute worst idea possible because it's yeah, because AI, like that's kind of the thing. But that's what we're getting in the future, and I'm sure a bunch of other people follow suit because once Disney does it, then everyone has to do it. So yeah, we're gonna be getting that in the near future. But yeah, that's about it for that. The final thing in regards to the news is Taylor Swift Eras Tour docu-series trailer. Oh wait, is this hang on. No, but now we're going into movie talk madness. It was not properly. Oh my god, guys, I am so sorry. This is part of movie talk madness. So let's shift movie talk madness because Dan did the rundown wrong. But now we are going to be getting into Taylor Swift's docu-series. Now, I understand there's going to be a lot of people that care about this, even though, from what I know, the Eras Tour concert movie was not well received as a lot of other people. Yeah, swifted out of here. I guess so. But apparently there's gonna be some like Travis Kelsey on us. Apparently, Sabrina Carpenter and song planning. You know, yeah, it's yeah, I don't care. Speaking of stuff I don't care about, Wuthering Heights dropped another trailer. I didn't watch this because I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this garbage, so I don't plan to watch the trailer for it. I watched like the majority of the other trailer, and I think I saw it in like a theater as well, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's just like this feels like a disgrace to the source material. This feels like a disgrace to Emily Bronte. This feels like a disgrace to every other adaptation that has tried to do this story properly. And whether it failed or not, it's just yeah, it's just it sucks how Jacob Elordi finally proved to me that he's a great actor with Frankenstein, and now he's going from like one of the best adaptations of a novel I've ever seen to this crap. Even my friend who doesn't know anything about Wuthering Heights, he's like, "Yeah, this just looks like Victorian 50 Shades of Grey." I'm like, "You're not wrong." Because that's what it is. It looks bad. Like it reminds me of like the Pedro Pascal Mario Kart thing inspired Last of Us thing. And honestly, yeah, but at least that looked like kind of engaging and I would watch that movie. This just looks bad. Which him? Pedro Pascal or Jacob Elordi? Which one? Because yeah. Um but yeah, I just yeah, just ridiculous, very stupid, and Jacob Elordi. Here's the thing. I would have agreed with you, and then I saw Frankenstein, and then I'm like, oh, I get why people like him now. He's actually a really great actor. So hopefully, outside of season 3 of Euphoria, this garbage and whatever else, he has a bright future ahead of him. We can only hope. Um Jodie Turner Smith. I know the name, but I don't picture the face. Yes, Frankenstein was amazing, but let's get the hell out of here. John Woo and Nicolas Cage teaming up 30 years after Face Off for New York crime boss epic Gambino. So, even though there was like reports that there was going to be a Face Off sequel, I don't know if that's still happening, but John Woo is apparently, teaming up with John Travolta himself. But it is going to be a crime biopic about notorious New York crime kingpin Carlo Gambino. So George Gallo and Nick Vallelonga have scripted the project, which WME Independent is launching for sales at this week's American film market. So the movie will follow Oscar winner Cage's Carlo Gambino, a butcher's son from Sicily, who rules New York's underworld with quiet authority. But when his death sends shockwaves throughout the city, Pulitzer-winning journalist Jimmy Breslin follows the trail he left behind to uncover the man beneath the legend. Through the voices of those who loved him and those who feared him, Breslin peels back the composure that masked Gambino's ruthlessness, revealing how this outsider rose to redefine power, loyalty, and the American dream. So, so apparently it will be all about his life, and that sounds really awesome because John Woo, he's kind of, hit or miss now. I don't know if he's past his prime. He still directs action very well, but the newest movie he did, Silent Night, I think with Joel Kinnaman, which I think was a remake of an earlier movie, was apparently not really all that great. So, also, hi, D. Cole Gomez. Nice to see you. John Woo tier list. I haven't seen enough John Woo movies to warrant a tier list. I think the only ones I've seen are Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off. I might have seen like one or two others, but I haven't seen like his best work, like, like Hard Boiled and stuff like that. Specifically his before he went to America. So, I know, Tony, I know. I am a heathen, but there's so many movies on my watch list. Like literally, I have almost or as much as 1,000. So, yeah, we don't. I understand. I get it. I apologize. The Killer and A Better Tomorrow is great. Yeah, The Killer. Yes, yes. Don't worry. I will eventually get to them, hopefully. But this looks awesome. I go watch this. It's not Martin Scorsese, but it does have. But John Woo's great. Nick Cage is great, and whoever else they get will probably be great. The only iffy part of it, I think, is the guy who wrote Green Book, and the guy who wrote Bad Boys. Not the best people to write this epic crime saga, but I won't judge it too far just yet. So, there's that as well. But the next big thing, speaking of epics, we have something epic to talk about more, is The Odyssey. Apparently, according to Matt Damon, The Odyssey is massively entertaining, exactly what you want of a summer movie. So Matt Damon is no stranger to big screen spectacle. With the Jason Bourne movies, he helped reinvent the spy movie so thoroughly, it left James Bond running to keep up. And he, it kind of goes into his all of his great films, and now he's working under he's working under Nolan with The Odyssey as Odysseus. And apparently that we did get some posters. I don't think they're fan made. I think they are official. And he's like, I saw the horse on the beach, and I was just like, fuck, it was just so cool. So threw it all on his third Christopher Nolan movie after his very small part in Interstellar and then major role in Oppenheimer. It's going to be a great, great film, and I cannot wait for it. Yeah, exactly. It'll be like 300, except instead of look pretty, it's gonna actually be good. Yeah. Or like the 300 Spartans, which the comic book 300 was based on, and that was an adaptation of that. So, but yeah, awesome stuff. But that's not the only thing left to talk about. But apparently, with the Odyssey, Christopher Nolan says they shot over 2 million feet of film for the Odyssey, we got the cast who play the crew Odyssey ship out there on the airwaves in the real places. So yeah, you could look this up. I don't know. I don't know if these are actually like 100% official, but this is official. This is definitely from that. But yeah, this is definitely going to be awesome. Okay, so yeah, this is the Empire cover, but it's just without the words. And yeah, this is going to be awesome. So that is it for Movie Talk Madness. I know we're getting through this really quickly, but nothing of substance to talk about just yet. Well, except for the Odyssey. We love the Odyssey. We stand Nolan in this household. I'm pretty sure I would be without a job if I didn't love Christopher Nolan. So, that's why I can't see it as one movie. I mean, unless like Christopher Nolan's like, fuck you, it's gonna be 4 hours. Now he's the guy that can get away with fuck you, I'm gonna make it 3.5 hours long because we'd eat it up because we know he'll do a good job. So yeah, unlike James Cameron, who hasn't made a good movie since True Lies. Was that the last good one? I said great. Titanic isn't bad. It's just not great. It's fine. It's a perfectly fine movie, but it's not any of his other work. But that now, instead of it being a rather slow news day, we're gonna go into something a little bit quicker. Yeah. But here we go, talking about quick hits. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters sets season 2 release date, reveals Kong in first trailer. So apparently season 2 is going to be debuting on February 27th of next year. We have a full teaser, and go check that out if you want to. But it'll be, and it'll be debuting weekly episodes until May 1st. So if you want to know that. So yeah, we're going to be getting more to this. I've heard good things about the show, and I've heard Wyatt Russell and his father Kurt are great in it. So I guess they're okay. Bring back intermissions. I have to be honest. I have to be right now, but I can't exactly leave. So, but yeah, exciting for the people that watch it. Next up, Priyanka Chopra, Jonas's first look in RRR director S.S. Rajamouli's globe-trotting action film unveiled ahead of title reveal. So we did get like a pretty cool picture of her like shooting some guns in distress. So like the film is described as an original action-adventure epic following heroes on a series of perilous missions around the world after, the Oscar-winning RRR like took the world by storm. Now he's on his next feat. So we will see how this pans out. Is it going to live up to the hype? Is it not? So who knows? But next up, Gunn apparently starts filming in January. Nothing major yet, but but yeah, good stuff. So if you guys are excited for that, boom, there we go. And it's set 10 years after season 1. Next up, Netflix, Comcast, and Paramount prepare bids for Warner Bros. Discovery ahead of pre-Thanksgiving deadline. The deadline to submit first-round bids for the media giant is November 2nd. So cool, great, awesome. Don't really care because I'm getting fucking sick of talking about this shit. So now we move on to the next thing. Unfortunately, Dan isn't here to talk about it because it is wrestling news, but apparently Roman Reigns and CM Punk will voice Zebra Buddy Cops in Zootopia 2. Okay, sure. Interesting. Yeah. If anybody's excited for this, awesome. If you're not, oh well. Next up, Mike Fleming Jr. Peacock folds on Poker Face Season 3. Ryan Johnson wants 2-season deal with Peter Dinklage as lie detector sleuth Charlie Cale. So, yeah, it seems like he's done with Natasha Lyonne, but wants to work with Peter Dinklage. I don't know why you wouldn't get just another person that like make another character that Peter Dinklage was. I don't know why you would recast that as like a completely different character. I don't know. I never watched the show, so I don't know if it like makes sense with the narrative. But this, you know, has. I mean, I've heard the show is pretty good, and Natasha Lyonne is pretty great as always. So like, you know, I don't watch it, and I don't ever plan on watching, especially now that it got canceled. But it just seems so weird to me. They're like, oh, now I want to like do it with Peter Dinklage. Like that's gonna bring the show back. Just a dumb thing. But hey, Rian Johnson is a pretty dumb person. So next up, Dwayne Johnson. This being another Christopher Nolan bit. Dwayne Johnson reacts to Christopher Nolan calling his performance in The Smashing Machine the best of the year. It was the most inspiring thing anyone has ever said to me. I just gave Nolan the biggest hug and the biggest kiss on the cheek. All I could say was thank you. And he said, I meant what I said. You were heartbreaking and the best performance of the year. I gave him another hug. That was all I could muster. I will say it's nice to see. It's a nice wholesome moment, whether you think that The Rock deserved best performance of the year and all that. I don't think he's going to be nominated. Maybe a nomination at the very most. I don't think he'd win, but I don't even think he's going to get nominated, but we'll see. Nolan approved, Oscar nomination confirmed. I guess so. So, here we are. I don't know. I would probably say anybody in Warfare, anybody in Ash. I think those were great performances, but nobody cares about that movie except me. And then Frankenstein, anybody from Frankenstein. I mean, that's totally fair. That's entirely fair. So, you know. Yeah, we'll see if they get nominated, but yeah, Warfare, excellent movie. If you haven't seen it, I'd watch it. It's just a very hard movie to watch. No, nobody impressed me in one battle after another. I found most of the performances to be mid, one note, but I blame them more on the writing than anything. But yeah, way to go, Dwayne Johnson, and thanks Christopher Nolan for being a good dude. But here we have Ryan Gosling as Sean Levy on the set of Star Wars Starfighter, and if you could see the hat, it says "Never Tell Me the Odds." Cute, very cute, Ryan. But yeah, it looks like a dad and his son on vacation or something in like the Caribbean. Yeah, cool for them. Kind of cute, kind of funny. I'll give him that. Next up, apparently Vine is gonna make a comeback as Divine, backed by former Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey. Jack Dorsey is kind of known for being a bit of a piece of shit. Not as a big of a piece of shit as the current CEO, but that's beside the point. The new app will apparently feature over 10,000 classic archived vines and will prohibit AI-generated content. Now, say you will about Jack Dorsey. Whether he is or isn't a piece of shit, he's definitely catering to a certain crowd that might win him over in the end. A lot of people miss Vine. I mean, here's the thing. Fuck TikTok. I fucking hate TikTok. TikTok can go fucking chuck rocks. All right? Vine was where it's at. Like, yeah, it had a lot of garbage, but you know what? When you had, there were some good ass people on that app, and I think the 6-second thing, it caused people to be more creative, and I think it worked. And I would open arms. I will bring it back with open arms because Vine is goated and TikTok can go eat shit. So I'll take it, especially with the amount of like AI garbage that's on TikTok that's slowly taking over the site. I'll say this, like, yeah, but here's the thing though. If Vine never shut down, they would have stayed on that app. The problem was Vine shutting down, not Vine itself. It's because it was doomed in that respect. However, I still think that if they never got rid of Vine, we would not have gotten the horribleness of The Paul brothers. LimeWire and Vine, no idea. Yeah, LimeWire. I vaguely remember LimeWire. I never used it, but I know of it. But yeah, hats off to Vine. Hopefully they can wreck TikTok. Just fuck TikTok. But the last thing, James Gunn. Good segue into the DC news. Apparently, he took a picture and a video of a sad little hermit crab using a piece of plastic as a shell. Looks like the top of a toothpaste bottle or something. But yeah, sorry, little buddy. But I don't know why this was newsworthy. Cool, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, that's it for the quick hits, guys. Let's get rid of the Bossa Nova elevator. All right. So, obviously, that is it for the quick hits. Honestly, this is going to be a really quick show because I don't know if we're going to last like a full other 30 minutes for DC stuff. Who knows? But I just wanted to give you guys a nice big thanks for watching the news portion of the show. We are going to move on into DCU Daily, but I just wanted to wish everyone a little bit of a thank you for watching. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, make sure to click the notification bell so you know when we go live. And with all of this, why don't we possibly, maybe, become blessed?
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto. Hunka hunka.
There we go. Oh, whoopsie daisies. There it is. Welcome to DCU Daily, guys. Here we are going to talk about all things DC. There we go. Here it is. I am, of course, your host as always, John. Lovely to see you all. But now let's truly get into DC news. And before we get into the big story that everyone is talking about, and don't worry, we have quite a bit to talk about, but we still have a little bit more. So why don't we get into the first bit of news? And with the first bit of news, let's get into quick hits. DC quick hits. We'll try to be quick with this one, but well, good. Then we're getting ahead of it. All right, cool, awesome, great. There it is, perfect. But also, hello, Elite EZ. You just caught us right at the beginning of DCU Daily, so here we go. Monique, Caleb, and Tony, the three amigos. Yeah, sure. But yeah. The first bit of news we have for you today is something possibly interesting. The first thing we have is Caleb's favorite character, Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. Zachary Levi voiced his interest to possibly come back to the DCU. If he said this, if James and the powers that be said, hey, we would love to bring you back as Shazam, or if there was some other DC character, I love comic books. So yeah, here's the thing. I'm on the fence with that because on the one hand, I would love to see him back as Captain Marvel. I think he did a great job. I love both of his movies. They're quite goated. So, I would love to see it. However, he also doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. And that's a big problem. He's a little bit too controversial now. He hasn't had a hit in quite a while, probably since Shazam 2, well, prior to that. So I don't know if he could probably hold the franchise anymore. You know, I think I mean I like Zachary Levi as an actor, just not as a person, because he's kind of a piece of shit. Um, I think I think it would be awesome to have him back as Captain Marvel, but I can understand not bringing him back because of the many things he said. So, I'll just leave it at that. Would love to have him back, but the controversy might be too strong with this one. So with that, next up, speaking of Zach, Caleb, speaking of Zachs that ruin comic books, Zack Snyder, apparently he was thanking the people for 300,000 followers and saying it's been a fun 6 weeks on here. And he's just getting started. I mean, he said that at when Justice League came out, and look how that turned out. Oopsie daisies. But he shot this really great picture of Ben Affleck's Batman with the Batmobile, kind of like a more of a close up on that famous shot that was revealed of Ben Affleck's Batman. But always the Zacks and always the Snyders. Yes. Well, I don't think so. I don't think so for me. I like Zachary Levi. It's just he's an asshole. So, but yeah, very cool picture. Zach, there he is, stoking the flames of this bitter internet war. He knows what he's doing. Or he can't let things go. One of the two, or both. Who knows? Nice to see Batman on my screen because James and Matt, no time soon. Yeah. Tom Snyder is cool. I don't know who Tom Snyder is, but Snyder's pretzels are good. I like those, but they don't ruin comic books, so I don't know how that tracks. But very cool picture, even if it warranted a Batman that was more of a fucking Punisher guy than like if it's like Michael Keaton's like, I'm the Batman that was secretly Punisher, and Ben Affleck's like, hold my beer. So, but we're going from Zach to David. I fucking love this gift so much. But he's like, David Gordon's right. He posted all of the things that were posted on the DC, like mainly the like DC channels and accounts for Instagram of like, oh, like this is what the newspaper headlines would look in the universe and all that. Very cool. But this was the one by Clark Kent. Then you have Lois Lane. Then you have Jimmy Olsen. Then you have Kat Grant, her gossip columnist. Then Kat Grant again, Ron Troop, political reporter. I hope we get more Ron Troop. I felt so bad. That dude had like one line of dialogue throughout that whole goddamn movie. I hope he gets a big role in DC Crime. That man deserves it. And then Steve Lombard not being Superman's biggest supporter in regards to him destroying the Meteor Stadium. But yeah, this I agree. But this is still funny to see. This is still awesome. Just kind of like everything combined into one. But yeah. Oh. There we go. Yeah. So obviously now we have the segue piece from DC Quick Hits to the main story, and that's Frank Grillo. He says Rick Flag Sr. plays a big part in the story of Man of Tomorrow. So that should be pretty obvious considering the ending of Peacemaker season 2, as well as appearing in every DC project, canonical DC project so far, with starting in Creature Commandos, then Superman, then Peacemaker season 2. So he has appeared in all. He's going to appear in Man of Tomorrow. Although he's not going to be, I don't think he's going to be appearing in anything next year. I don't think he's going to appear in Supergirl, Lanterns, or Clayface. And then if there's a Creature Commando season 2 coming out, if that's next year or the year after, then he's probably going to appear in that. do you think we'll see Peacemaker in Man of Tomorrow? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe as a cameo at most, but like it depends how big of a role Salvation has in the story. Which, if we're right about the villain, if the rap is right about the villain, then we aren't going to be seeing him very much. Yeah, same here. I can't wait. But yeah, Frank Grillo says Rick Flag Sr. plays a big part in Man of Tomorrow. Now, do you guys think? What do you think that is? Do you think that's in relation to Salvation? Ha, that rhymed. Or do you think it involves more creature commandos? Do you think it involves anything else? I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts on this because, yeah, it's definitely an interesting little tidbit here in regards to what the role is. He just has a big role. He doesn't say what kind of role. He just has a big role. So, you know, I'm curious to know your guys' thoughts. But yeah, he's hell bent on making world safe, but breaking the rules. Yeah, like very much an anti-hero. But I'm curious to see what the big role is. If I had to take a guess, he's probably going to be working with Lex Luthor since they already kind of push that with his appearance in Peacemaker, as in Lex Luthor's appearance in Peacemaker season 2. So there is that. So and he was like seemed to be buddy with the Luthor Corp crew. So we'll see. Yeah, more so Lex and his purse. So that's probably what it's gonna be. So yeah, that's uh seems to be pretty obvious, but obviously, whatever it is, I'm excited for it because Frank Grillo, his arc is like very intriguing to me. But now we get into the big story of today. Apparently, The Wrap has an exclusive on who the villain is going to be, and it's the most obvious one. So we'll see if this actually holds water. So apparently, according to The Wrap, the villain of Man of Tomorrow is Brainiac. Now, we've heard over the many months since this was announced that, like, what's the villain that. Because so first it was just revealed that Man of Tomorrow was going to be the sequel to Superman. And we just knew that James Gunn is going to be a quasi sequel to Superman. It's not going to be like a straight up sequel, more like a spiritual successor. And with the images that were revealed here, with Lex Luthor and Superman, kind of being tongue in cheek here, it was assumed that they were going to team up. And then that was later confirmed. They're teaming up against a big bad. Now, the biggest thought was Brainiac because, yes, Luthor hates Superman, but he also wants to appear as a hero to the rest of the world. So, I think I'm very curious how this is going to work because it at least in terms of the Wrap. Now, obviously, we'll get into that, but let's just go into the Wrap article for a bit. So, it's obvious the information that we got officially from James Gunn's mouth is, James Gunn said that it's going to be, and then he posted that script, and it showed a human brain, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's a Brainiac." Boom, there we go. And now people are like, "Oh, it's probably going to be Brainiac. It's probably going to be Brainiac. It's probably going to be Brainiac." And his hatred of aliens definitely helps. So that I think would help, Lex Luthor's hatred even more. So that's kind of the obvious answer. So that's what I want to get into. So from Umberto Gonzalez, as well as Casey Loving, it says here that the obvious ones we know of, like April 2026, is when it's going to start filming. And remember, this is a Wrap exclusive. So This was the script I was talking about. Lex Luthor is mostly concerned about Lex Luthor, so we'll see what threatens Lex Luthor. The Rap asked the DCU architect what kind of threat could get Lex, who ends Peacemaker in a fairly cushy position to team up with his greatest enemy. Gunn cheekily answered by simply saying a pretty pronounced one. So, this is from a press conference. So, Brainiac certainly fits the bill as the supervillain's intelligence rivals Lex own, thus making a compelling case for the super smart Lex Luthor to team up with the super strong Superman. Gunn further teased Brainiac as the film's villain when he posted the front page of the Man of Tomorrow screenplay with an image of a human skull with an exposed brain present on the cover. And many claim that this was not a human brain, even though it looks like a human brain to me, but that's beside the point. Audiences likely also expected Brainiac to be present in Man of Tomorrow for the simple fact that the villain's been a long time coming. You'd be hard-pressed to find a Superman fan who doesn't rank the hyper-intelligent Coluan alien among the Man of Steel's greatest foes. He's like the most popular Superman antagonist not named Lex Luthor. Despite this fact, Brainiac has yet to appear as the primary villain in a live-action Superman movie unless we're really stretching to count a sentient computer in Superman 3. We're not. Getting overlooked on numerous accounts for Lex, General Zod, and even Doomsday. So then it kind of goes into like the history of Brainiac and all of that. So this is kind of like, this article is it's pretty much saying everything and nothing. So it's just like this guy, Gonzalez, claimed, I'm going to just be honest here. I don't think this means anything. Yes, everyone's saying, oh, it's 100% going to happen. Here's the thing. It's from the Rap. The Rap is pretty dodgy. It's not like a totally bad source like Jeff Snyder, but it's not a great source like Hollywood Reporter, Variety, or Deadline. But I don't think this is true. I don't think this is true because it's too easy and it's the biggest fan cast that everyone has been going for in a while. So Elite Easy agrees with me. It's just like in terms of the language that is presented here. Also, hello, Movie Spud. The language is what pisses me off because it's like this is perpetuating, yep, Man of Tomorrow, gonna have the villain as Brainiac. And no point in this article does it say anything in regards to James Gunn said the villain is going to be Brainiac. It doesn't say Peter Safran confirms Brainiac is the villain. It doesn't say any of that. The only thing we've gotten is this hearsay of when the Rap asked the DCU architect, who is James Gunn, what kind of threat could get Lex, who ends Peacemaker in a fairly cushy position, to team up with his greatest enemy, Gunn cheekily answered by simply saying a pretty pronounced one. Here's the thing about Superman. He has a lot of pretty pronounced fucking villains. Like, maybe not as illustrious as Batman, but it's Occam's razor, not Arkham's razor. But anyway, exactly. This is grains of salt. This doesn't it's, even though I apologize for the clickbaity title and the clickbaity article, I don't believe this until it comes from James Gunn's mouth. Now, I understand James Gunn has lied in the past, but yeah, exactly. Mixia Spitlick is pretty pronounced. Fucking Cyborg Superman is fucking pronounced. But Mongol is pronounced. Like, there's a lot of pronounced villains from Superman's Rogues Gallery. So, but it's, it kind of is, but but the thing is, we're kind of just saying what the Rap is saying. Oh, it's confirmed, but it's not confirmed because at no point in this article does it say, oh yeah, James Gunn said Man of Tomorrow's villain is Brainiac. And this is why reading the article is always important, because headlines always clickbait, always bullshit. Once you read the article, once you go through it note by note, it does not say the villain's Brainiac. It's just like it's taking the hearsay of the internet, who fans have wanted to see for a long time, because we've almost gotten him in like 3 different Superman movies: Superman 3, Superman 5, and Superman Lives. So, and as well as the Superman Returns sequel, 4 of them actually. And you have all that. And it's a villain that's like, it's probably the most second most popular super villain next to Lex Luthor that has not appeared in a major feature film. So it's annoying. It's ridiculous that we have to go through this where it's like, it's from the rap. That's the thing. If this was said by Deadline, by Variety, by Hollywood Reporter, I still wouldn't 100% believe it. I'd still believe it more than the rap. I'd still believe it more than the rap. Yeah. Exactly. Only took thing that is confirmed as some heavy WB shit of happening with sale. Yeah. I agree. I'm not saying I wouldn't want to see this. I'm not saying that maybe this means something. I'm just saying that this article is a load of dookie. That's all I'm saying, because the article does not say at any point, and it's not a long article, you can probably read this in 2 minutes. Does it say the villain is Brainiac, says James Gunn? It never says that. It never says that. And now we're just kind of waiting to confirm if James Gunn is like, oh yeah, this is 100% true, or oh yeah, this is not true. But the thing is, most likely with James Gunn is that he's not going to say anything at all, because he doesn't want to confirm nor deny who the villain is of his next big movie. So, the most we have is him like taking a picture of a little hermit crab on the beach. That's all we got from him. So also, hello, Michael Gutierrez. Lovely to see you. Yeah, I mean, making Brainiac the villain makes the most sense. Occam's razor, I get it, but I'm still not gonna believe. I'm not gonna believe what this. I'm not gonna believe it because the rap said so. I'll only believe it if James Gunn says fucking something about it. So that's all I have to say about that. Like that's. I just think it's just the very simple case of kind of bullshit. But this kind of is a TLDR, but Superman and Lex Luthor will team up against uber villain Brainiac and James Gunn's DCU movie Man of Tomorrow. The Rap has exclusively learned since the announcement of the sequel, fans suspected that Brainiac would be the film's eventual foe. Senior film reporter Umberto Gonzalez has confirmed that it will indeed be Brainiac forcing Luthor and Superman to join forces. So, yeah, I just think, I want to believe it more than anything. I really do. I'm not saying I don't want to. However, it just raises too many questions, and if we're talking about Batman. Yeah, no, he is. We already confirmed that. We did talk about that Rick Flag Sr. is going to be in the movie. Frank Grillo said so, and he's going to play a big part in the film. But yeah, I want to believe this. And is there maybe any truth to this? Possibly. But until it comes from James Gunn's mouth, and until it says 100% he's in the sequel, rather than, oh, it's a pronounced villain that is going to be in the sequel, I'm not believing it. I'm not believing it. Yeah, exactly. It's just, it's just kind of sad that we still have to go through this in this day and age, but it's not confirmed at all. It's just the article saying, oh yeah, it's going to be a big villain. Yeah, we knew that. We knew it was going to be a big villain. Everyone knows it's going to be a big villain because it has fucking, the biggest rivalry in fucking comics teaming up with each other. Like, goddamn. Like, hello, of course so. Um, so yeah, it seems like that's gonna be the I get why he won't. I get it because it's 2 years away. He doesn't want to like totally admit anything now. He's mysterious. I get it because then if you have people talking about Brainiac, then people are going to be even more inundated. I get like any publicity is good publicity, but I think him holding it off until maybe like closer to filmmaking, I could see like March or April, I could see them confirming the villain, whoever it is going to be, whether it be Mongol, whether it be Brainiac, or someone else. So I don't know. We did talk about this. I don't know if Peacemaker is going to return in the film. I feel like the TV show that James Gunn is working on is probably going to be Checkmate, and they're probably going to continue like that in there, and then Peacemaker is going to be shown up. But if Brainiac is the villain, it's probably Salvation's probably not going to be showcased. However, if whoever the villain is, um, whether it be Mongol, whether it be someone else, I don't know, but then it could show off Peacemaker. But I don't know. I don't believe that he's gonna be in the movie. Maybe a cameo at best. But yeah, I think that just showcases. I mean, Brainiac is a great villain, and I want to see him more than anything. But it's. I don't think this will be what it is. You know. Um. Yeah, I understand. We need meat on the bone. I get it. I get it. But you know, James Gunn's a busy man, and there is some truth to the idea of waiting. I get it. I do. Um, I know, but I just don't know if Peacemaker is gonna be in that because I mean, there's gonna be other notes of people in that show that are gonna appear in Manitoba, like Rick Flag Sr. and probably Sidney Happerson and Otis and all these other people. That I can see. That I can see. However, I don't think Lex Luthor, or sorry, not Lex Luthor. I don't think Peacemaker is going to appear in Man of Tomorrow. Just because it's set up Man of Tomorrow doesn't mean the main character is going to appear. So there's that. But yeah, I think that is it, guys. Dan never showed up, but that's okay. He's on dog duty for now. And with that, we're probably not going to be getting another tier list until probably next week. I'll probably talk to Dan about doing the WB suitors one, but who knows? I apologize that we won't be getting that, but I don't think anyone's going to be. Most likely. Thank you, Tony. But yeah, that is about it for today. Thanks you guys for watching. Sorry that this is such a short show. Unless you're happy about a shorter show, then awesome. Great. But thanks for watching, guys. But do you guys Brainiac is 100% in the sequel? Why do you think so? Do you believe the rap? Do you believe your own reasoning? Please leave it in the comments below, or let us know your thoughts on whatever else is on your mind. Leave us questions because we do. Tomorrow is Friday, and we are definitely having. I think we're having a Fancast Friday. We might not be. I don't know. It's very busy. So that actually reminds me. I'm actually going to open that up. See how that Let's see how that is. I'm curious if that was ever posted. I'm checking it now. But because I don't know. No. We never posted another Fancast Friday poll. We apologize. I will try to post that tonight, so maybe we have something for tomorrow. Worst comes to worst, we'll just pick the runner-up from last week's poll and then just do that. Sorry, this has been just a very hectic week at Oh So Curious, so we greatly apologize. But yeah, apologies for the hectic week, the hectic past couple of weeks. We'll hopefully get back into all the stuff for next week, but we'll see. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you know when we go live. But remember, we're #blessed. Keep that in mind, and we will see you all later.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
Right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts.
Here we go. Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in a stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka, hunka.
And fuck